Okay, hello and welcome. Then a little bit information that what is normal turn speed in this Toyota Corolla's VVT-i engine when this motor is cold. And now I turn on these electric systems on, and then I start this engine, and when this motor is cold, this turn speed should be something like 1100. Okay, and now it is right in there, and then when we wait something like 10 minutes and this temperature meter goes in here, this turn rate should go lower, and it should lower something like 800 or 900. And if you have different idle speed in cold and warm, then you have some issues in your fuel injection system. And next we go to check that what issues you might have been in there. If this idle speed is different in this cold, you have not 1100, and when motor is warm you don't have this something like 900. And let's go to check what might be wrong in your Toyota Corolla VVT-i engine, and we continue. Okay, and then when we start to investigate that what is the reason for this our Toyota Corolla VVT-i engine's bad idle in cold when motor is cool, and when we start this motor in first time in morning when motor is cold and cool, not in hot. This issue only happens when motor is cool, and there is two biggest issues what I can believe, because this motor is so durable. First one is that we have in this air filter cover area there is airflow sensor in here, and some areas in like Texas and California and Arizona, when I drive in dusty roads where is really much this dusty. And what this dusty is, I will show that in that plastic cover there is this white material in here. When I take my finger, it moves away, and here is this dusty, and this is dusty in my finger. And this dusty, when it goes enough in this airflow sensor, what is in here. Next I take that sensor out and we check that, and if this sensor is dirty, then we have 100% those issues in our gas pedal, and especially in idle speed. And next I will show that how to check this air filter air sensor, and I take different view. Okay, and this sensor's location is in here, and when we start to open this sensor we need this screwdriver, and here I have one screwdriver what we need, and this screwdriver, there is two screws in here and here, and next we look those screws closer. Okay, here is this air filter cover, and then when we go in that area there is this kind of black cover, and when we look in that area there is this sensor. It is this one in here, and there is first screw in here, this crosshead, and second it is in here. When I take this cable out and move the cable, there is the second cable. and second screw. And when I take those screws out, this one and that one, then we can look at what is the sensor look like. And I take new view. Okay, and now I take this my screwdriver, first this cable out, and then I start to little bit rotate this part, and I rotate that in. I open that, and then I take carefully the screw. There is this kind of small screw, and then I take this second screw also away. It is in there, and then carefully there is the screw, and I take this there, and then when these screws are open, I can take my hand in here and little bit carefully move that sensor, and then there is this metallic part. What this part, there is the sensor, and when I little bit I bend this metallic part a little bit that I can take this sensor out. Okay, and here we have this sensor. Okay, and this is this sensor. And what is their importance? There is only one part is important, and when I rotate, this is this lower part in here. What I next we investigate closer, and this part must be totally clean, like in here. When you look, this is totally clean. And when this is, if there is any dusty in there, you need alcohol and cotton cloth, and carefully you clean that sensor. This is, and then I take also my small screwdriver and we look more. Okay, and this is the sensor, and there is two things. First, there is this, also the second thing is that there is the small gasket what must be also clean and workable. Sometimes we need to change this gasket too. And then when I take that sensor out, there is this in down area we need to press that central part, and then little bit we move that, we pull out this cable in. Sometimes this can be okay. And now the sensor opens, and there is the sensor, its sensor part, and this area in here, this must be so clean in here. No any dust is in there. If there is white area in full of this, then you need to clean it, and also this other area, it should be look like this little bit yellow. And this is the sensor. I had once this really white, and it makes many issues, my cold idle speed. Okay, and then we check also that this gasket is okay, and then we install this part back. In little bit I bend this metallic part in this way. It goes in there nicely, and then when you install that back, be carefully that this gasket, this black, it goes nicely, because sometimes it pop up and then we have air leak in here, and that carefully so that this goes in also in the down area and in up area nicely, and then it suddenly it moves. And if this like in here I have a little bit difficulties. Okay. And now I think that now this looks like that there is this line is small and this feels like everything is okay. And then I insert those screws in there. This first screw goes in here, and then when we move that little bit, it's easier to adjust. Okay. Okay, now it's in there. Then I try to. Okay. Now it starts to go. And then I insert second screw. And this second screw went in here down. Where is this place? Okay, it is in there, and then I screw that second also. Now it is good. And then final thing is to insert this cable plug, and there is idea that when we press that we need to hear this special click for this Toyota's brand mark. And then when this click is sound, this is okay. Now we hear this click. Okay, good. And then I insert that cable back in here, and next I will do this. Next I will do this motor start test, that motor start normally. Okay, and then I start the engine. What happens? Okay, good, everything went well. Okay, this is excellent. Now we have checked this, one of the biggest issues in idle speed, this airflow sensor. Then we check the second thing. In some Toyotas there could be in this intake manifold gasket and seal issue, that there are leaks. And for that we need to take this plastic cover out and 10mm socket and wrench, and I open that bolt. Okay, good. It is not yet. Okay, and now this opens, and this gasket area, it is these intake manifolds goes to this cylinder head area in there. We looked at this a little bit closer, and I take in that area, I take a different view, and this gasket is in just behind of this plate. It is in between that plastic and metallic and this cylinder head. Next I will take one example part and we look closer. Okay, and now I have here one spare part what fits in this car, and then I can rotate the spare parts that we can see where this gasket goes. This gasket goes in these holes, and there I have this example gasket what goes in these holes inside. When I press that little bit, this gasket goes to these holes nicely, and in that gasket can sometimes leaks, and if this leaks, and there could sometimes even be some fractures issues, this is like in here, then this motor idle speed is not good. And this is the second issue what especially can cause those low speed issues, and especially idle speed when we start this engine in cold and cool. But when the motor is warm, your idle speed could be a little bit lower, like 500 turns. And this is only checking, and now I take this part away. And then, of course, the final part what makes this complex is third things that all authorities joint and hoses must be thickened in this fuel injection system, because they can, if there is any hose away, then we have one extra airflow to fuel injection system. Okay, and this was this information, and thank you for watching.